It's Fucktard here. The gray-haired know-it-all in the BC. I'm going to give 2 shout-outs in this video. I'm going to show 7 records, 2 Grails, filled some of my holes. Ew. And I may do a response to the Vinyl Transmissions video on hair metal. If I have time, we'll see. I didn't make a video last week because I had a bad cough. Hopefully I can get through this without coughing. If I start coughing, I'll just go another week without making a video. Anyways, first shout out is to Eric Weinbender. He's been making videos, I don't know for how long. I found out about him fairly recently. He's pretty long-winded. He uses big words. And he makes some videos. I've seen 2 of them with his buddy, his Iranian sidekick. And they're pretty funny. Talk a lot of shit. Show some records. And they talk more shit. It kind of reminds me of when my buddies used to come over to my house was the destination in the 80s. We used to talk shit, watch B movies, Andy Warhol films, listen to punk rock records, listen to disco records even. You know, we just listen to all kind of shit, talk shit. And I wish we could have, if there was YouTube back then and we made some videos, they would have been pretty funny. But this guy here, he's making some videos with his buddy. And I think as time goes on, they're going to hone it down. And it should be pretty good. I'm looking forward to seeing more of them, put it that way. His videos tend to be a little long, so that may turn some people off. I mean, I can't always watch a 30, 40-minute video, to be quite honest. And it is what it is. I do suggest you check him out, though. He's not going to be for everyone. But he's definitely for me. The other one I want to give a shout out to, and I recommend, and I think it is for practically everyone. I think 95% of the people that subscribe to my channel would enjoy this VC channel. And it's Siren Records Monterey. It's 2 employees that work at a record store. And they talk about the new releases of that week. Just came back from the gym. This is my water bottle. I'm hoping this will help me not cough too much. I was sick last week. That's why I didn't make a video. And yeah, the Siren Records Monterey, very informative. It's a male and female employees at this record store, I'm assuming. And they show all the releases of the week. They pick some of their favorites that they liked, but they do go through the whole list. And it's really well done. And it's really uncanny how much the guy looks like a young Al Wilson from Canned Heat. I mean, gee, money. Anyways, on to the records. I'm going to leave a link to both of those channels down below. This first one is Howl Blaine, Psychedelic Percussion. Now, apparently, this guy just passed away last Friday. I ordered this online March 7th. And it came on the Thursday. It might have been last Wednesday. It was a couple of days before he passed away. And I go, man, I had seen this record shown. I dig it. It's psychedelic. Howl Blaine was a drummer. LA session guy. Part of the Wrecking Crew. And this has got some, like, electronic devices. Moog synthesizer. I think some of the earliest Moog synthesizer. And it's just weird stuff. Right up my alley. And this is the sleeve. It's on Dunhill. Oh, look at it. I don't need to pull it out. Very cool. And what's really cool is I do have the receipt. And it has the date I ordered it. So I'm going to keep that. Showing that I ordered it before he died. I'm not one of them that buys records after a guy dies. But it's just, you know, a chance. Anyways, this next one is a Grail. It's a major hole. When I did my vinyl tag, I said John Barleycorn Must Die was a major hole. It was the only album I didn't own by Traffic. I was able to find a pressing of that, a later pressing. It's cool. This one here was another hole that I mentioned, and it's a Surrealistic Pillow by Jefferson Airplane. Their second album, probably their best album. I mean, I think it's fantastic, man. From the very She Has Funny Cars, the start of this album with those tribal drums is just fantastic. Now this album I found sealed. It's got a little price tag on here, $285 price tag. I was a little leery, so I told the guy, I go, hey, I'll buy this, and can I open it and look at it though? And if, you know, if it's not what I think, I'll still buy it, but for half the price. And he was convinced it's a first press. So he was willing to do it. And I opened it. It's a first press. It was still sealed. It had never been played until I played it. So this is as near mint as you can get. I mean, just fantastic. I mean, I not only filled a hole. Ew. Sleeve. It's, I believe it's a first press. If not, it's a very early press. And I'm glad to have it, man. And I couldn't believe, I've been looking for this album for a long time. They're always overpriced, or they're not in very good shape. And dig it, man. This is a fantastic album. So, that was a major hole. So after I got that, there was only one Jefferson Airplane album that I needed, and it's the first one. Jefferson Airplane Takes Off. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to get it. So, here it is. Found this one online. It's still in the shrink. It's got an E code on here. Price tag. Excuse me, man. If I keep coughing, I'm going to turn this shit off. But, yeah, this is a first press, third, what do they call it? Issue. Now, the first presses of this had an extra song. I guess 12 songs. The second issue, first presses, or the second issue of this album, I guess there was only one pressing of them. They took the one song off, but there were a couple of songs that are uncensored. This is the third issue. This is the first press of the third issue. And the lyrics or the words on a couple of songs are censored. No big deal to me. I mean, it's not like it's a drastic change. This is another one that's, I would say, is in near mint. Fantastic. Now what's interesting, it says Dynagroove right here, but this is some thick ass vinyl, so I guess Dynagroove started before that flimsy stuff. The next one This is an album I bought off Bomb Records. It's from Greece. This is number 76 out of 500. And this is Taurus Komatrasalas. I don't know, man. You know. Sorry. It's, I guess this guy, this dude here, he had one single. And that was it. I guess it was a hit in Greece. But side one is all unreleased tracks that were, I think, recorded in 73. And they're rockin', jamming. It's like heavy organ, space psychedelic jam rock, you know? The third song has some really heavy guitar. I don't know if you're going to see this. It's all in Greek. All the text is in Greek. It's on B Other Side, Lost Archives Records. Hippie DJ Kit said he knows this guy. He said that he's not a really big fan of this. It's a little too commercial for him, but I did not find that to be the case with all these unreleased tracks on side one. The first two tracks on side B are the single that he released, and I enjoyed those two. The last three tracks are in English, and I think he was trying to, you know, get more commercial success. And those are the three weakest songs. But yeah, I really dig this, man, especially side one, man. And it's on red vinyl. Very thick, thick vinyl too. Yeah, but side one of that, I've listened to quite a few times. Side two, I didn't like as much. The first two songs, the single, were cool, but the English ones, the ones he sings in English, I didn't care for that much. And the other album I bought from Bomb Records, I bought 2 records. Actually, I bought 3, but it's the Search Party, Montgomery Chapel. I think Site Derek has shown this. It's a private press record. I don't know how many were originally pressed. This pressing is number 94 out of 300. And this is fantastic. It's a religious record, Christian record, whatever you want to call it. Very well done. The vocals, especially the male vocals, they kind of don't fit at times. It's a little bit, but yeah, the overall, let me shut the door, the phone's ringing. Overall, it's a very psych record, and I dig it, dude. Now, I've heard some people, when they talk about these Christian records, they kind of apologize for the message, and I don't really feel that way at all. My beef with most Christian records is the music's kind of cheesy, and that's not the case with this. And the lyrics to this are very genuine, and I really like it, man. It's a fantastic album, and I suggest people check it out if you're into 60s psych. It's really cool. This is the insert. Guess this was recorded in some church. Really cool. The Search Party. And again, really thick vinyl. On Century Records. Never heard of that. Now these next two, bought at the same store. Next one here is Rock and Roll Heart by Lou Reed. I believe this is the only studio album, 70s studio album by Lou Reed that I did not have. Besides that Metal Music Machine or whatever, I'm not going to get that. That album maybe has... It's a double album. Maybe the last 5 minutes are worth listening to. But other than that, it's a waste of time. Although I haven't heard it in decades, so... Maybe if I listened to it, I would change my mind. But I kind of doubt it. Anyways, this album's pretty interesting. I bought this when it first came out. And I was not thrilled with it. I like it a lot more now. It's got sax in it. It's really kind of got a R&B undertones to it, kind of. This era of Lou Reed, the thing I do like about it is he does attempt to, he is singing, put it that way. After this record, that Street Hassle one, it's kind of singing, but his later stuff, I have an issue with his vocals, to be honest. But I dig his Lou Reed 70s stuff. And the single on this was Banging on My Drum. But it's got some really good songs on it. It's not his best album. But I like it. I think this is the one that came out right after Coney Island Baby, which was one that Hannah just showed, which was another album. I liked that album. I didn't like it as much as Sally Can't Dance or Sally Can't Ride or whatever. And there's definitely Berlin in that. But I love that album now. Arista, Lou Reed. Flipside CT did a really good video that I actually watched last night. He made it a while back, but it's like a 50-minute video. And I was able to watch it last night, and it was pretty good. And I think I'm going to do a Lou Reed video, show all my records. I think I have them all that I want. I don't have the New York one, and I've never really heard that one. But anyways, my last record I'm going to show is another Grail. I was able to find Wire's Pink Flag. I think it has 22 songs on it. Fantastic punk rock from 1977. Fantastic, man. People say this sounds like post-punk before post-punk was a thing. And that just makes my point that post-punk is punk. If this album came out in 1979, when the first Joy Division album came out, this would be called post-punk. But this came out in 77, the first wave of English punk. So it can't be post-punk if it's the first wave of punk. But anyways, that's the thing about punk rock. There wasn't... People think the Sex Pistols, the Ramones, and the Clash, and that's how all punk sounded. It's not the case at all. Here's the insert. And I sound like a broken record going over that shit. With all the lyrics. And it's on Harvest. Fantastic. To be honest, I haven't really heard their other albums. So I'm going to check them out online. I had heard this one before. And I always liked it. Never bought it. Back in the day, I wasn't a big fan of this. Just like I wasn't a big fan of the Vibrators. But I love that Vibrators album, you know. I bought the Vibrators one when it first came out. And I wasn't a big fan. But I'd listen to it quite often now. And same with this. Really, I love the tone of these guitars. And it almost sounds grungy at times. And kind of proves my point. Grunge is punk. Anyways, I'm going to mention the Hair Metal. Final Transmission did his first rant video. Very intelligently done. He was offended by myself and Tales from the Crate. I guess the first time I saw Motley Crue, I told the story. Man. And I told the story when I first, my cousin Marty's the one that told me, hey, you got to check this band out. And we're waiting in line, and the band came down from the Hollywood Hills, and I made the comment, oh, don't tell me they're a Chicks with Dicks band. And everybody in the line turned around, they're giving me dirty looks, because pretty much I looked like this back then. And back then, people didn't have their hair like this, not too much, It was before Jordan. And anyways, I guess he took offense with the Chicks from Dicks comment, which is fine. I mean, it's an offensive comment, but I'm not going to apologize for it. But basically, I mean, he was saying that, he took offense to the whole hair metal, the name. And I don't know, really, he didn't really convince me. I mean, he said that people that like metal or like hair metal, it's okay for them to use the term hair metal, but people that don't shouldn't. And that's not the way language works in a free speech society. And if you like hair metal, I don't know why you would be, if you like the music, I don't know why you would be offended by the term, But, Chicks with Dicks, okay, that's offensive. And, I mean, I was just reporting, telling the story, what happened. I did say it. I'm not going to apologize for it. Because, okay, Bruce Jenner. He's a chick with a dick. People, oh, that's so offensive. Oh. Okay, I'm sorry. Bruce Jenner, he's weird. Oh, that's so offensive. You can't say that, people that are going to be offended, they're going to be offended regardless. So I'm not going to kowtow to the Nazi PC police. Sorry. I've said before that I make these videos like I'm talking to my buddies and we're drinking beers, and that's how I'm going to continue to make my videos. But, I mean, I don't have a beef with the Vinyl Transmission. I think he did a really good job. He didn't do a good enough job to convince me not to use the word hair metal, though. And the thing that really cracked me up, though, is the Vinyl Countdown. He made a comment, and I wrote it down here. His comment was, oh my God, you're my hero. It just baffles me how most of these fucktards don't even know what they're talking about. For me, hair metal is so easy to define. Yeah. I'm the fucktard he's referring to. Yeah, hair metal is pretty easy to define. And I do like hair metal songs. I think I like a lot of the hair metal songs more than people that are metalheads do. A lot of metalheads hate that shit. Metal Theologian, I don't think he likes hair metal at all. I like them. They're good pop songs, great melodies, and radio friendly, and I have no problem with that. That has its place. Now, I think he had his beef with Tales from the Crate was Tales from the Crate said that grunge is more authentic than hair metal. Now, see, I don't really go around calling music authentic or unauthentic. I really don't. But, I started thinking about it, and some music is more authentic than others, And I was thinking about that. Black Flag's album Damaged, I think, is a very authentic album. And I think it's a much more authentic album than any hair metal album. I mean, hair metal is kind of superficial. I mean, even the whole look, the whole sound, it's very polished. But there's nothing wrong with that. I like some polished music. I mean, but Pour some sugar on me. How authentic is that, you know? Compared to a song about watching his friend deteriorate on drugs. He can't stand what he's seeing. You know, that's a little more authentic. But anyways, I don't want to sound like I'm going off on Vinyl Transmission. I like the guy. He's a very intelligent dude. And apparently I'm the fucktard. Oh yeah, and then he made another comment about how these... it's so funny when all these gray-haired know-it-alls in the VC dismiss 80s metal as immature teenage music. I'm narrow-minded and that. And he's talking about me. I'm not narrow-minded at all. And it's funny coming from him because I remember one of his videos. He said, you know, he was commenting about how some people, they like to have a little bit of everything in their collections. And he says, I don't. I just like 80s. Well, that's pretty narrow-minded. But anyways, you know, I'm not going to go off on him. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed, is he? But, yeah. Take care. Sorry about the rant. Check out Eric Weinbender and Siren Records, Monterey. And, I got 9 records I'm going to take to Amoeba tomorrow. We'll see what I get. Probably make a video next week. Take care. Fucktards. Narrow-minded fucktards. Take care.